everybody, this is T with Kate's Crafty Closet, and I'm here with another tag for Christmas in my Christmas Tag 2019 series. So this one is not a hard one to do at all, kind of fun. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started and get to making this. This one I made some errors on, but we'll hopefully fix those while we're doing this video. So the first thing is you're going to take, this is just an old manila folder. It's like if you ever see these on sale, grab them because you can use these in your crafty needs. So this, I just cut this manila folder down into 3x5 so it fits the stamp that I'm going to be using in today's video. This is a Spellbinders Christmas tree, so cling rubber one, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up with some Memento Cottage Ivy dye ink. So I'm just going to ink it up. It's like get good coverage. Just go over it a few times. I'm not putting this on a block because it's kind of lost its stickiness on the top, so I'm just going to have to use my hand. So I'll just pick it up like this and grab it on the side and hope that I get it on here where I want it, because once it's down, it's down. So we're just going to press, wait a moment for that ink to transfer from the stamp to the manila folder paper. So here we have our little tree. Awesome. It's like we're not really done with the tree, but because we'll come back to that in a second. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to stamp off my sentiment on it using some red ink, and this is the My Favorite Things Bitty Holiday stamp set, and I'm using one that is saying we wish you a Merry Christmas on it, and I already have it in my stamping positioner ready to go. Just got to ink it up. So I'll go ahead and put this into the corner of this. Hopefully you can see that on camera because this is quite a bigger one. And put my things down, and I'm just using this dye ink called Wagon from Ranger. It's like they made these for Tuesday morning, so you can find these ink pads at Tuesday morning, very inexpensive, and the colors are pretty good. Oops, and I just got ink everywhere, literally everywhere on that stamping positioner and all over my fingers as well, because it slipped out of my hand. Okay, so we just hope for the best that it doesn't transfer to the project. So I'm going to go ahead and move the magnets because it's in the way of the stamp. Okay, and I'm okay with that position. I'm just going to lightly press so I don't smush my letters. Lift it up and realize I have not smushed enough. Okay, so we're going to have to re-ink that as well. Probably didn't re-ink it good enough the first time when it slipped out of my hand. That's why I usually use those little ink blending tools to put ink onto these sentiment strips, and I should have done that this time as well. I'm just hoping that I don't get any of that red ink on my project. Okay, that's good enough. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I'll clean that off later. Now we're going to come back in with our green ink, the Memento Cottage Ivy, and we're going to come back in with that tree stamp. And I'm just going to ink up the top edge, because basically we're just going to go around this tag and we're going to stamp off. And I'm going to stamp it just multiple times, like little branch, like make it look like little branches. And then I'm going to do this around the whole, and I'm going to go different ways as well, just to make it look organic as I possibly can. And I'll even go down here at the bottom where the tree is, and we're just going to keep turning and adding this on there. Okay, And we'll turn this way. So it's like, you can just use whatever you have, you know. Okay, and this is, like I said, just to add a little touch around the edges. And you can go as far as you want in there. Okay, then I'll add a couple more spots here and there just to kind of fill it in. I think I'm perfectly fine and okay with that. It's like the sentiment's not the crispest image, but that's okay. I'll call it a little bit distressy, and so I'm totally fine with that. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab some water and put it in my hands, and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top, and then I'm going to put gold embossing powder over it just to give it a little fun effect. So I'm going to put some in my hand, but I'm going to cover up the sentiment because on the other project is what I did is it wound up covering that sentiment too much, and you couldn't even tell that it was even there. So we're going to come in with another piece of paper and some gold embossing powder, which is from Ink on 3. It's called Gold Rush. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle it everywhere. Whenever that water is still a little wet, that embossing powder is going to stick to. So I'll put that to the side so we can put our powder back into the container. Okay. And put the lid on it so we don't make a mess. And get rid of the scratch paper. And bring in our heat tool. Heat it up. Nice and hot. All right. Then we're just going to melt the embossing powder. You can always tell when it melts, it becomes shiny. And this has a lot of little small spots, so I'm just making sure that I melt it all. And I've still got embossing powder on that ink because that ink was still wet. And when I shook it off, it got all over. So now my red ink is no longer red, which is fine. Like an unplanned boo-boo. That happened. So it's like, it's not the end of the world. So it's just got a little bit of gold on there, and it's like with a little bit of red coming through. So actually I kind of like that. I actually kind of like that look. It's kind of cool. So anyway, we're going to come in with our We Are Memory Keepers angle punch. I'm going to do the large angle at the top on both sides. Okay, got that done. And then I'm going to grab a hole punch. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole. Center it as possibly as I can. Don't always do a great job of that. Then I have some of these metallic enforces. So I'm just going to put that on there to have a little bit more stability to the tag. And I'm not super stressing it out being on there perfect or anything like that. I'm just going to grab it, put it on there. Let's go ahead and put our baker's twine in there. And I measured this at like 14 inches, just so I have a little bit of leg room for the present that I'll put it on and bring that through. Then I'm going to come up with a little bow that I made from a die. And you can fluff this up or you can flatten this out. Depends on the look you want to go for. And we're just going to put liquid glue onto the back of that. You can do double-sided tape, whatever is easier for you. And it's like, I know my liquid adhesive never really wants to come out when I'm filming. All right. So just going to spread it a little bit with my finger so it doesn't gloop up. And we're just going to put that bow right there. It's covering up the sentiment a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. So there we go. That completes our tag for today. Super fun, super simple, super easy. So essentially, I got 2 different versions accidentally. So even this one got a little heat embossed on it, but that's 100%. I'm okay with that. Not going to stress that part out. Didn't plan it, but it's okay. So thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and when that notification bell comes up, go ahead and hit that so you get notified each and every time I upload a video to YouTube. And like I said, I do the best of my ability to link all the products that I use in today's video, so you can go do some shopping if you want to. So thank you, and y'all have a crafty day, y'all.